Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short, little unboxing video to share with you guys. This time something from Ketuo. Actually, I'm pretty sure I know what these are. Excuse me. These are available. I'll link them down in the description. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me, and thanks to Ketuo for sending these in. We'll just do one at a time here. So, the first guy, let's take a look here. What does it say on the outside? The Ketuo Mini Griffin, excuse me, B, in M390 and designed by David Jin. Today's video is not a review, just an unboxing and first impressions. That's all we're really doing here. Okay, so I have handled and reviewed, I think they actually did two versions of the Griffin. The first one was an actual plunge lock, and the second was a button-operated liner lock. This appears to, at the very least, be obviously smaller and have a different shaped button. So what are we looking at here? Okay, it's very KT Griffin-y. And then we have a button that is that operating a liner lock? Yeah, I can tell. Well, number one, because you can see it in there, but also the detent feels very distinctly, you know, detent ball-ish. Now, here's the other question. Is it, yeah. So it's not, every time I see these button-operated liner locks, I hope, you know, please be, excuse me, please be a button-operated compression lock. There's nothing wrong with a button-operated liner lock. I think they're definitely better than plunge locks, but I am just waiting for the rush or the tidal wave of companies to start utilizing the compression lock. To my understanding, the reason that we haven't seen it like in the same capacity that we did the axis lock when the patent ended is because it's very tricky to get it to lock up properly and function, you know, with the benefits of the compression lock. So I actually talked with one specific company about this, and they said, yeah, we can do it, or we can test it and do it over and over again and figure it out and do it right, which apparently is part of the issue. That, and I think some companies are just late to the game. Anyways, I don't mean to downplay this model, because it does feel good, right? We have a rear flipper. We have a front flipper. You can use the button to open and close it, or you can use the opening hole, and it feels pretty good. This is very, very angular. It's one of those knives that looks like it can't figure out what geometric shape it wants to be the theme. Is it squares? Is it rectangles? Is it triangles? Is it trapezoids? Is it tetrahedrons? We don't know, right? It's something like that. You might find, I'm just realizing, no, the button's not all that much different. Here's the full-size KT Griffin, which I've got obviously here with me. So I guess the buttons aren't that different. The new one protrudes slightly more and is slightly smaller. The knife is also thinner, both in terms of frame and blade. We'll weigh him here in a second. I'm really sorry. I've got my voice back, but now it's like the minor irritating cough, right? I'm not sick. I haven't actually been sick for a couple of weeks now. It's probably seemed like more time has passed. You know, whenever you guys are watching this, you're probably watching it 2 or 3 weeks after I've recorded it. So it seems like I've been sick for like over a month. But I was only sick for a little bit, and then I just have this long lingering issue with my voice and this irritating cough. But anyways, the second one here, yeah, it's exactly what I thought. We have got to, some of these knives that get stuck in the foam, man, you got to start putting like a ribbon underneath there or something so we can pull them out. But anyways, it's the exact same idea. Oh, these are also, you can mount the pocket clip for both left and right-handed. Do these both have the weird screw? Yeah. Okay, so do these come with a special tool? Can this come out? No. What is this? It's like a super fat, I don't know. Maybe there is like a common head for that, and I just haven't seen it. The other question is this DLC? I don't think so. I think it's a PVD, but maybe I'm wrong, right? I'm just not I'm not looking at the website in this exact moment. But anyways, they both have this weird little head down here. Both right or left-handed pocket clip mounting positions. They feel about the same. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, the big one I think feels a little more natural for me just because it's larger. But truthfully, the small one feels pretty good. It's not so small that I'd call it like a micro knife. And the frame's wide enough that it feels pretty natural. Like it doesn't feel like a small or dainty or narrow tool. The forward choil on this guy is not super roomy versus the full-size one, which definitely has way more room, right? So it's going to come down to preference, but they're all nice and snappy. They all feel good. These are all M390, and I think, hold on, where's the, where does it say? I know that it is, because on the outside of the box it says, right there. So I had to dig, depending on which website you're on, if you're on Ketuo or you're on Reich, which, to my knowledge, Reich is manufacturing this stuff. On one of the websites, it does not say the HRC range for their M390, and the other one, it says 59 to 61. So I'm going to assume that that's the same across the board for all Reich knives and Ketuo knives. If that's not the case, then they definitely need to update it. They should also be listing the range on both websites. Ketuo, if you're watching, whichever website, Reich, Ketuo, wherever, Forever Steel, whoever's on, you guys need to make sure that you have the HRC range on all of the websites. You also need to clarify if the HRC range is lower when you have a coated blade, just so that everybody knows. I know, and also in some places, they have taken to marking it as 60 plus or minus 2, which, I don't know about you guys. I'm going to rant here for a second. There's nothing wrong with these knives, right? Nothing wrong with them. 5961, before I get into ranting here, if you hate my rants, you should leave now. But 5961 is not ideal, but it's far from bad, right? It's fine. Especially if you end up with one of the ones that are 60 or 61 for M390, that's fine, right? 59, right? 58, that's poo-poo town. I don't like it. I'll tell you what I really don't like and what I find to be lazy. And also, I think it actually turns more people away. 60 plus or minus 2. Vosteed is a company that is guilty of this, and I hate it. I want to know specifically. I don't want to hear it's a 4-point range. No. I want to know which knives are the upper end of the range and which knives are the lower end of the range, because the reason that they do that is because some of the blades are coated. So it could be as high as apparently 62. Maybe that's the upper end of the range. But if the knives are coated, it's the upper end of the range is not something that you're going to get. And the reason that I have an issue with that, and I say that typically, there are some companies who will go out of their way to make sure that their coated blades are higher. But typically, especially with these Chinese companies, the coating is going to reduce the range by 1 total point, right? The problem is that it's a little bit misleading because it makes people think that they can get a coated one and that there's a chance that theirs could be heat treated as high as, in the example, range 62, which is very unlikely to be the actual case. So for me, as the buyer, and knowing that this happens, like this is typically the case with the coated stuff, is that the range is lowered, right? For example, WE knives, typical M390 and 20 CV range, 59 to 61. What does it say when it's a coated blade? 58 to 60. Now imagine WE's like, nah, let's just change it to like 60 plus or like 59 plus or minus 2 or 1, right? Whatever. That, I would be like, oh, so that's for all of the, I understand it's weird because it's 4 points versus a 5-point range, right? So it's hard to find the middle. So it'd be 59 and or 60 and a half plus or minus 1.5 or whatever. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm overwhelming myself with this stupid math here. But my point is that anybody looking to pick up, anybody who's really interested in optimizing or getting what they perceive to be the optimized HRC, right? And they want to pick up a DLC one, it makes them feel like I could get the highest end of the range, even picking up the DLC or the coated version of the knife, which would not be true in this specific case. I'm not saying that Ketuo is specifically somebody who does this. I feel like I've seen that plus or minus, like this big wide range, and I just don't like seeing it. I want to know every listing, I don't care what the company is, we want to see the HRC range. You are selling knives to a buying audience that is well aware of this. It's very important to them. They want to know, right? Give us the range. If it's different for a coated blade, make sure that people know that. Make sure that they see that it's different. This is lower, right? Or no, it's exactly the same. It's got to be listed. It's 2025 now. There's no excuse for it. Transparency, we just want to see it. Most of the time, I don't think these companies are trying to intentionally hide information. I think it's just, yeah, people expect, like they know they know what our range is, whatever, and they just don't do it, right? Nope, I want to see it. So that rant sent me into a coughing fit, and I just had to edit out like 2 minutes of the video. So let's be done with that and take a measurement real quick. I might as well just measure the big one since it's out here. Overall length is 8.5 inches. Blade length is 3.65 inches on the bigger guy. On the smaller guy, we're looking at 7 inches of overall length and 3 inches of blade with 2.55 inches of cutting edge. And then real quick, I will also weigh them for you so we know what we're looking at there. The older, bigger boy with the liner lock coming in at 5 ounces. The smaller guy coming in at 3.5 ounces. Is it the same for the coated one? Yes, it is. Okay. That's going to be it until we do the full review. Like I said, these are linked right down in the description. So you guys can check them out if you want to. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.